So the baby boomer generation is facing one of the most pronounced retirement income challenges in history. They'll risk outliving their savings. Joining me today is Byron Moore with Argent Advisors in Ruston, Louisiana. And recent studies, Byron, show that retirees fear running out of money more than they fear death itself, which is interesting. What are the factors contributing here?
Well, isn't that an amazing statistic that people fear running out of money more than they fear death? I'm not sure how to quantify that exactly, other than they're both pretty bad and to be avoided. I can't tell you how many clients that I've talked to that have said the thing that I fear more than anything is being a burden to my children. We don't want to get to the place where the security that we had while we were working is replaced by the insecurity that we have while we no longer go to work and have just a lot of extra time on our hands to worry. And so it's incredibly important to build a strategy that replaces the income that we once had while working while we are now no longer working. You know, once upon a time, a couple of generations ago, almost everybody that worked for a major corporation would retire with the promise of a pension plan. And that really took care. That was retirement planning. Work for a big company and they would give you a pension, and that's kind of all you needed to worry about. Well, when the 401k came along in the 1980s, pensions went out the door. They were just too expensive to maintain by these big companies. And retirement became something that the worker had to take on for herself or himself, and we just weren't prepared to do it. So what they told us was, if you'll just build up this big nest egg, by the time you hit 65 or 70, you'll probably be all right. And nobody said that the real goal was not to build up a big lump sum, but was to replace an income in retirement. And so that's really the challenge that all of the folks that come in and see us to do some retirement planning have, is to create an income that will last as long as they do out of this lump sum that everybody told them to save along the way for retirement. It's kind of like they got to halftime in the football game and stopped playing, and that just doesn't work.
So part of the problem is that people are living a lot longer. Does this increased investment horizon justify assuming a lot more risk?
Oh, I absolutely want to reduce the risk for someone as this reality of longer lifespans has come upon us. You know, the good news is that if a 65-year-old couple is alive and celebrating their 65th birthday together, there's a 50-50 chance that one or both of them will be alive in their 90s. That's a 20, 25, and in some cases 30-year retirement. My wife's two parents have passed on. My father has passed on. All of them did so after the age of 90, and my dear mother's still with us in her 90s. And so that's been my experience, that folks live a much longer period of time. But here's what I ask clients to think in terms of. As your own parents aged, did you see them more or less tolerant of risk and uncertainty in their lives? And I'm going to tell you 100% of the time people think for a second and think, less. My parents became less risky, more risk averse, less able to take on changes and uncertainty in their life. You know what? The same thing's going to happen with you and me. And so we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where the requirement to keep up with rising income needs is to take more risk in an investment portfolio. That just makes no sense to me. So I much prefer spreading the risk out through a strategic use of insurance companies so that income can be guaranteed, and I can get an insurance company to tell me, I will guarantee, we the insurance company or portfolio of insurance companies will guarantee that this check is going to come to you every single month for every year that you're alive, guaranteed. I like a retirement plan that starts off like that.
That's Byron Moore. He practices in Ruston, Louisiana, and you're watching Retirement News Online.